Well, we just put in for day 2.
Hi.
And I, quite frankly, didn't film that much yesterday because, well, we didn't really miss anything. This is about what you missed.
No, he's not a baby.
All right, we caught a fish.
We got one.
So, I figured regardless of how we do today, we'll film it and see if you guys can maybe catch on what we're doing wrong, or if there's something we can do better, or things like that. So, we're gonna try a few things again today. Try to find some schools, do some trolling again, and just see. I mean, this is brand new for us, and so it's always new and it's always an adventure. So let's see how we do.
Good eye spiral.
Okay, we finally found some fish. Spooning too.
I can't.
Scoop him, babe.
Here, Dad, trade.
Scoop
Dad,
him.
trade me.
Pull back.
Dad, trade me. Oh, I can't.
You got him.
I can't.
Scoop him.
Dad, trade.
Okay, here, trade,
Dad,
Blake.
trade me.
Okay.
Dad, trade me.
You hold.
You get my
You
pole.
film. I'll hold the pole. Okay.
I'll film both.
Okay, lift.
That's striper fishing.
Lift with 2 hands, honey. Lift with 2 hands.
Okay, lift. Lift. Good. Now lift him all the way into the boat.
You got it.
Hey, Blake.
Okay, I got it.
Hey, Blake. Do a funny dance in front of the camera or something.
Film that fish.
No, don't say that.
Oh, she doesn't want to be on film.
Here, hold that real quick.
Here, trade.
No. Keep filming me. Alright. Finally found some in the back of Halls. 30 feet of water. And look, I mean, these are the fattest stripers I think we've ever caught. And look at that. That is the healthiest striper I've ever seen. And so far they're all like that. Good job, Nick. Don't, hey, not too, just gently. Bring him over.
Right by the eye.
Good job, Nix.
This counts as my fish.
Atta boy.
Do me a favor, will you pick up that iPad and move it so we don't step on it?
Oh,
It out.
he came unhooked. Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that back. Did you lose yours, Dad?
No, I didn't have it.
Oh.
So what happened is oh gosh. It had caught the hook.
Beautiful.
So I thought it was a bite.
Oh, we're drifting again. Alright, so I know that video was kind of all over the place and wasn't even that good. That's just kind of how the trip went. I always kind of get a feel for how each trip's going and kind of film based on that. And unfortunately, I wasn't staying on top of it, or I would have got a lot more, because finally finding some fish there was really made it worth it. And so I just wanted to give a brief overview, especially of kind of what we're using. Have some more questions about that. And so getting ready to go down for the trip, somebody on Wayne's Words, D. Warwood, Dave, he had ordered a bunch of these spoons that everybody was talking about, these slab spoons that people just make them, you can't even really find them. And he was like, yeah, I just ordered a whole box, you can come borrow them, take them down, see how they work. Again, huge shout out to the site. It still just blows my mind how awesome that site is and how helpful it is. It's other forums and other fishing communities aren't like that. They're secretive and it's weird. But yeah, again, huge shout out to Wayne's Worth. And so we finally found some of those fish, and we got pretty lucky doing it. I think it was Wayne who was one of the first responders to say, yeah, maybe try the back of Halls. There's generally some striper schools back there. So it was towards the end of the second day, and we have like no familiarity with Halls. Like we've been in there like once. So we go in there, and I'm going kind of slow because I don't even know like where the whales are back there and things like that. And we end up kind of just putting almost all the way towards the back, and we start seeing a few trees, and we're in about 30 feet of water, and it's not looking too promising. It's pretty featureless back there, so I couldn't really see what they might be hanging on to. Generally, you can be in other areas, and there's like a rock pile or a slide or kind of a point that comes out, and the back of Halls, and Halls in general, is more just those old sandstone, hills. We go a few hundred yards into the 30-foot range, and then we start to turn around. We're like, well, let's go try a few other of those cuts towards the mouth. And honestly, just as I'm about to like just crank it back up and get back on plane, I see something on the graph, and I had the down imaging and then the sonar right next to each other. And I saw these things on the bottom, and then I looked over on the down imaging, and you could tell they were like individualized. And I was like, oh, that's got to be something. So I grabbed the spooning rod, dropped right down, boom, boom. I mean, it wasn't like 5 or 6 jigs. It was on. It was awesome. And we only caught and landed 11, but I mean, again, it felt like 100. It was awesome. It really saved the trip. So we were in 30 feet of water, and they were right off the bottom. And so we would just drop that spoon right down to the bottom really quick, just give a couple jigs, and then boom, they would hit it. And they fought really good. Again, these stripers were ridiculously healthy. Like, honestly, I've never seen them as healthy as they were this time, which is awesome. Hopefully that is a huge indication of the rest of the fish throughout this year. So let me show you some of these spoons. Okay, so here is just kind of that slab spoon. This is the one I was using exclusively, and I'm not even sure on the weight, but it is heavier. It's got to be at least an ounce. So I was using that. Ow, it's poking me. I was using that, and even though it was only 30 feet of water and I didn't need to necessarily get down as far, I really like using that because, again, even though it was 30 feet, I was just on the bottom immediately, and I really liked that, and you could really feel the contact with the bottom. And the stripers liked it too. Most of the stripers I caught, I mean, this thing was like the eyes were down the gullet, like they were just inhaling it. My dad had not this Castmaster, but a similar Castmaster. It wasn't as heavy as the one I was using, and he caught a couple on that. And then Nixon was using one, maybe a little more traditional one, where it just kind of had the silver and the black spot. Sorry, I'm gonna cut out there. Yeah, so just to kind of wrap up the whole thing, this was our first kind of exclusively winter trip that we've done again. As you guys know now, we've been down like late February. That was the trip that me, Andrew, and my dad hiked out to the mouth of Farley and caught actually quite a few walleye, and I caught a northern pike even. Now we've been in all the way up until like mid-November, but definitely haven't been just kind of the dead of winter. And to be honest, like those first 2 days, it was, I mean, like I knew it'd be tough, and I knew like we're novices, but it was tougher than I thought. There's more of a learning curve than I was expecting, which is fine. So that first day and a half, I mean, it was super, super tough. Like I was kind of getting a little frustrated and just kind of wanting to know, like, what we can do to find these fish. And to be honest, we just kind of got really lucky. But we were also kind of persistent. So I guess our persistence kind of outlasted our unluckiness. And it was just enough, those fish at the end was just enough to like kind of just barely get our taste buds going, and really, I think kind of, at least myself, propel me to do a lot more spooning, to do a lot more winter type trips, because and that was really, really fun. A lot different trip than what we're used to and what we do, but again, a lot of fun. The weather was really calm. It was cold, but it was calm. You know, there's like nobody there, and the lake's still awesome and beautiful, and you know, kids still wanted to go and everything. So it was really, really good time. Really, really fun trip. I can definitely gonna do more winter trips and hopefully just keep building off of what we did. So that was the trip. I'm sorry the video's what it is. I'll be ready next time for that type of thing. So if you like the video, if you have any more questions, let us know. We're certainly not the experts at all, let alone this type of pattern, this type of fishing. So we're learning along with anyone else trying this as well. But huge shout out again to everybody on Wayne's Words, to all the videos of previous winter trips that you know, other people have done. Definitely gives you a good starting point. And yeah, so just stick with it. And if you guys haven't yet, subscribe to our channel. We're not the greatest YouTubers ever. We don't post super frequently or anything like that, but I think we do some good content, and we're glad for the people that have followed us and give good input and enjoy our videos like we do. So thank you for watching, and hopefully we can get back down to Powell soon and get out fishing again. So thanks.